Hi, guys, and welcome to the Quantum Alignment Show. I'm your guest host today, Dr. Nicolya, and I could not be more excited because we are going to be talking about one thing that I am so passionate about, which is business by design. So I'm just grateful to Karen Curry Parker for allowing me to be here, and I'm just excited to be able to connect with all of you today. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me one moment. Welcome, welcome when you're popping in. Make sure you let me know where you're joining from. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to see where you're at. I'll be in the comments as much as possible. I am in Ohio and it's super rainy here today. So after this, I might try to jump in and take a nap. I don't know. How many of you like naps? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. So let's get started with this presentation. Again, welcome to the Quantum Alignment Show. Like I mentioned when we just started, I'm your host, Dr. Nicolya, and we'll be talking about human design and building your business. There are a lot of gurus in this space that talk about business strategies and skills and all of that. But one thing that I know is you could have all the systems, all the strategies, all the support in the world, but if you're not aligned, it's going to be in vain, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about. We are going to be talking about aligning based on your human design type today, and I could not be more excited. This is actually something I teach to my clients, and I've been so excited to be able to teach it here with you guys today. So before we dive in, I know some of you are new to me, so hey, I'm Dr. Nicolya. A little bit about me is I'm a mom. I'm a girl mom. I have 2 daughters. I am a 1-3 manifester. So my profile is 1-3, and then I'm a manifester or an initiator by Quantum Human Design, which means that I have amazing ideas, and I'm just called to share them with the collective, to bring them to fruition. And for a long time, I played really small when I'd have ideas. And that's why it took me years to really get my business off of the ground, because it didn't look like what everyone else was saying, or I had a different approach or a unique approach to it. And when I learned my human design, I feel like that was the ultimate permission slip for me to say yes to something that I felt called to do for quite some time. So I'm just excited to be able to share some of my insights and things like that with you guys today. So I am certified in a lot of different things. I'm certified in human design. I'm certified in neuro-linguistic programming, time techniques, emotional freedom techniques, which is tapping, love it, and life and success coaching, as well as I'm certified in like law of attraction and all that type of things. But one thing that I'm very, very passionate about is I'm a lifelong learner, but I'm not one of those people that just wants to learn and say I learn. I am very passionate about learning to determine how I can take what I do and weave that into the work that I use, the things that I do personally in my life, but weave it into the work that I do with my clients and just people who I come across. And so one of the things that I am like loving is that I've always been into mindset. I've always loved mindset, but learning these modalities such as human design, neuro-linguistic programming, and the like have really helped me to master my mindset effectively. And these have been such life-changing and transformational modalities. And I couldn't be more excited to dive in and talk about these. So I'm not going to talk your head off because I'll be talking for the next 45 minutes or 60 minutes or so. But again, thank you for joining me. Add in the comments. Let me know where you're at. Let me ask questions as we're going along. I'll be in the comments to be able to give you answers and all the things. But yeah, I'm just so excited that you guys are here. Let's dive in and get started. Now, for those that are new to quantum human design language, I'll probably use them interchangeably, but I'll be talking about manifestors, generators, mani-gens, projectors, and reflectors. The quantum human design language that Karen Curry Parker has trademarked and just done so beautifully with, as far as like weaving into her work and just making it her own, is generators are known as alchemists, manifestors are initiators, mani-gens are time benders, projectors, orchestrators, and reflectors, calibrators. So if you hear me say any of those terms interchangeably, understand that that's what I'm referring to. Also, if you have not already learned your design, oh my gosh, run over ASAP to get your design. You want to have that printed off. You want to know what I'm talking about because it'll all make more sense as we go through this to talk about your unique design and how you should be moving forward effectively to get your business profitable, sustainable, and impactful. So without further ado, we are going to dive in and get started about all things business by design. The truth is, your human design chart can help you to better uncover how you can create an aligned and sustainable business model based on your unique design. Okay. And I love this because I think a lot of times Um, we feel like there needs to be this one size fits all approach to business. We see people that are super successful and we're like, oh, they're doing this. So I should try this. Oh, they write copy like this. I should write copy like this. Oh, they show up online like this. I should show up online like this. And that's literally the worst way you can go about conducting and running your business. The truth is, you want to create a business based on your unique energetic makeup and your unique design. And your human design helps you to understand that. So let's chat about generators in business. Okay. And we're going to go through each of the types. And this could also be extremely helpful if you're working, maybe if you're a business coach and you're helping your client show up online and they're a generator, manifestor, projector. This could also be useful as well. So when you think of generators in business, obviously generators are here to master their craft. They're here to build and create their business around what it is that they're passionate about. And they're supposed to do what lights them up, right? That sacral, tuning into that sacral and being excited and being lit up and being driven to something. They're supposed to do what lights them up. For generators, it is extremely beneficial to niche because when they niche, they can really perfect and master their craft and show up from that place. When as a generator, when you find what you love, you gain satisfaction from it. Okay. But the thing is, the most important piece is you got to find what you love and build your niche around that. If you build your niche around force, you're going to deal with that non-self theme of frustration. And that's what you want to avoid. Okay. When you're thinking about how to approach business, think about what it is that you can respond to. Are there ideas that you can respond to? Are there insights or intuitive downloads you can respond to? Is there something that your audience is asking for that you can respond to? It's important as a generator that you fully connect to your sacral and understand what is it that lights you up. Okay. The key thing to note here with a generator, because your sacral response can change over time, you do not like, I always say this sounds crazy, but business plans are not great for generators because when you try to have a business plan, you're thinking too far in advance and your sacral is right here, right now. What is lighting you up in this moment? And so sometimes that messy action is going to happen because you're responding to what's lighting you up, not something that you had well thought through and well planned, but that's okay. Some of my generator clients have had some of their best success when it's been somewhat messy, quote unquote. Um, with a generator, excuse me, excuse me, as a generator, some things you want to avoid is trying to be perfect. Because when you try to be perfect, again, you're overthinking it or you're trying too far to plan it out. And generators do not need to have a strict agenda. When they have that strict agenda, that's when they're going to notice that they fall out of alignment. You'll fall out of alignment as a generator in that place. Satisfaction doesn't come from following some strict plan. Satisfaction comes when you tune into what it is that's lighting you up. Okay. Also, as a generator, if you try to multitask or try to do too many things, you're also guaranteed to burn out. You need to hone in and be very specific about your craft. Okay. This is super, super important. Okay. Um, and satisfaction needs to be present in each thing that you commit to in your business. Now, I'm not saying that everything is going to be enjoyable, but maybe it's like, okay, I need to write this email funnel, but I'm going to like, what are you going to feel like when it's done? Or what are you going to feel like when someone signs up and goes through the funnel and now that it's done or whatever? So really leaning into that satisfaction so that you can avoid overwhelming yourself, frustrating yourself and all the things. As a generator, some things you want to consider is you want to make sure you prioritize your satisfaction. I know that that can feel selfish a lot of times as us as women, as coaches, we want to, do everything for everyone else. But when you prioritize your satisfaction, you show up in a better energetic state, and then other people are able to receive you differently. And it makes a huge difference. Also, give yourself permission to make change, right? Again, that sacral center is going to change all the time. Even when it comes to like dinner, you can ask yourself what you want for dinner. And at 3 o'clock, you may think of something. And then at 6 o'clock, you want something different. It changes all the time. So give yourself permission. Don't feel bad about your changes. Understand that you have full blown permission to change. Also, as a generator, make room for play. Right? You need something that's going to light you up. You need something that's going to satisfy you. And what you'll notice is that'll give you that energy you need to work through the other tasks that sometimes you don't feel so lit up about, but you need to lean in and do. When you're engaging your audience, this could be talking on a discovery call, this could be talking to a client, this could be posting on social media. Write or engage as if you're having a conversation. You need to make it really personable, like you're sitting across the table from somebody and going on a coffee date. But also leave space for engagement. So asking them questions and leave them responses, leave them time to respond. So one thing that I find that works really well for my generator clients is when you're using like stories, you can use like different polls. So you're teaching your audience to engage with you. So then when you post or you engage in lives or other thing like that, they also know that it's safe to be able to fully engage with you. Manifestors, my fellow manifestors, you are here to translate inspiration into new ideas, which is so exciting. Okay. It's really tough too at the same time because when you translate, when you take that inspiration, you turn it into ideas, you inspire other people to take action too. But because typically we are the trailblazers, we're doing stuff that nobody else is doing. There you got to have this level of like confidence, this level of like this unapologetic attitude, knowing that you're getting ready to serve people and serve the collective by doing what you're called to do. Okay. And you're here to expand other people's ideas and capacities by taking inspired action. That's really important to know. As a manifester, it is safe to be multi passionate. I cannot tell you this enough. So, I saw a major difference when I became certified in human design because I was like, everyone was telling me, you had a niche, you had a niche, you had a niche. And so I kept niching, but I felt like literally like I was suffocating. It was the worst feeling in the world. I'm like, I can't keep niching. This is awful. This is miserable for me. And when I learned that my unique design is designed to be multi passionate, I gave myself to start being multi passionate. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I feel kind of all over the place. It's not about you being all over the place. What works really well is having niche specific offers. So I know who I work with. I work with busy women, but I have busy women that want to write books. I have busy women that would like to create courses. I have busy women that would like to, become certified. I work with or create a, signature program. I have so many different niche specific offers. And this works so well for me because one month I may be really launching the book writing stuff. And one month I may be really launching the course stuff. And the next month I may be launching my certification. It works really well for me to have those broad range of offers so that I don't feel so boxed in, right? The key thing to note for you though is you are your brand, right? So how are you carrying your brand? For me, I talk about my books that I read. I talk about my morning routine and books that I write. And I talk about my journey through course creation. I talk about my journey through being certified and why I'm passionate at certifying other people. I become my brand so that when I'm coming out with these niche specific offers, I don't feel all over the place and my audience doesn't receive me as all over the place. I have people that come to me that are me. Like my ideal client is like almost like me. They're like, I want to write a book, and they start writing a book with me, and then they create a course from their book, and then they come through my certification. It's like this process of like they kind of see where I'm going because I really embody my brand. For manifestors, strategy. Remember, your strategy is informing. And the key thing to know with this is you're not asking for permission, okay? You're not asking for permission. You're informing what's going on. And when you inform other people, it's this ongoing conversation with other people. And you'll be surprised when you start having this ongoing conversation. This is going to keep your audience up to date about what's going on. It's going to allow them to give feedback to you to evolve maybe the thing that you're initiating. And you may inspire and spark other people to take action. Okay. You want to understand that, and taking inspired action is so important for you. Like you are called to take inspired action. Don't just take action for the sake of taking action. You want to be intentional about taking action. This is so important. Some challenges that I find that manifestors deal with, and even myself personally, a big one is like trusting yourself because you're doing something that's never been done before. And you're going to need to learn to trust yourself fully, even when it makes absolutely no sense. I remember one of my freebies that I wanted to create. My coach was not in agreement with it, did not seem excited about it. And I was like, man, this is it. Like I feel it. And I got so much great feedback from it. But you got to learn to trust yourself. And that was really hard for me because I kept waiting for external validation. And if you wait for that external validation, yeah, it's gonna be tough. You could be waiting forever. Okay. Understand that you're a leader. So when you trust yourself, the world feeds off of that and in turn will begin to really trust you. Another challenge is sustainable energy. Like generators and mani gens have that sacral, so they have that energy that renews itself. We don't have that energy in the same way that they do. We can't just renew our energy automatically. So it's important that you're able to Understand your energy, protect your energy, and listen to yourself. Especially if you're an emotional manifester, you may be riding waves where you have moments where you're super visible, and then you have moments where you're not. Honor that and give yourself full permission to take rest when you need to. Avoiding interruptions. Woo, this is a big one for me. When I tell my kids that I'm working on things, I have to tell them the time because they'll come in and ask me for a snack. And even if I'm interrupted and just in that moment, it's enough to throw me off and get me frustrated. And so, as manifestors, you want to make sure that you avoid interruptions as much as humanly possible because that can interrupt the creative flow and then you can be thrown off. Also, I see a lot of manifestors get afraid of their power. You are so powerful and you are called to fully be able to step into that. Some considerations for manifestors is never allow yourself to believe that your ideas are too extreme or unlikely. You're allowed to have extreme ideas. You're allowed to have new and innovative ideas. That's who you're designed to be. Also, lean into the process of prioritizing self trust. The more you learn to trust yourself, the more you begin to make massive shifts in the collective as well. When you're engaging your audience, be bold in your conversations. Remember, you're a leader. People are leaning into you to see what you're initiating, what you're moving on. And when you're bold and you're confident, people are going to be drawn to you, become magnetic. Bring about concepts in new and unique ways. So you may have the same idea as somebody else, but allow yourself to be creative in the way that you approach it. Even with my certification, I weave a lot of like human design stuff into it because I like the process of it being different than some of the other certifications that are out there. I bring my unique approach to it in different routines and structures that I have. I bring in a lot of healing components to it because I'm intentional about taking a concept and creating it in a new way. The shock and challenge statements. What I mean by that is you want to, when you're saying stuff, shock people, challenge people, go against myths, go contradict what they believe, because that's what's going to help you to be able to stand out, which is amazing. That's what's going to allow you to be able to, for people to see you as the expert, like, oh my gosh, this person really, really knows exactly what she's talking about, which is absolutely amazing. Then we have my lovely projectors. My brother was a projector, so I have been actually working with him personally on this, and he is my second projector business client. I have loved, loved, loved to be able to work with projectors. But projectors are phenomenal. You guys are leaders, you are teachers, you hold ton of wisdom, a ton of wisdom, and you're here to guide other people. You are here to guide other people to get to where it is that they need to be. You see things so differently than other people, and that's why people lean into you because they see that deep source of wisdom that you have. But the key thing for projectors is while you make phenomenal coaches, it's so important to protect your energy because projectors do not have a lot of those like natural motor centers, and so you need to get support. Maybe that's hiring a team. Maybe that's monitoring your energy. Maybe that's only saying yes to the invitations that make sense, but really honoring your energy as a business owner. I see a lot of projector. Actually, my client that is a projector, not my brother, but another client of mine. So actually, my brother's my third. Another client of mine, she is amazing and she has a lot of great ideas and she does a lot around like self-care, but she struggles with like comparing herself to other people because she's like, everyone else is showing up and doing this and doing that. Why can't I do that? And I always say, just lean into you. What is your style of coaching? How do you need to show up as a coach? And that's changed a lot for her. And she's done more group coaching instead of one-on-ones. And she's been more intentional about monitoring her energy. And what's really happening is that she's protecting her energy. She's teaching her clients to do the same, which is so amazing to witness. For projectors, you need a niche that's going to support you. So, for example, my client, she knows her energy is kind of up and down, and that's what got her really passionate about the self care piece. And so she created this whole niche around taking care of yourself, prioritizing self care, self love, all the things. And that niche supports her in her personal life, but it helps her to be able to help other people, which literally fits so perfectly in her niche as a projector. Your projectors just work well when they know that they have a niche that's actually going to be able to thoroughly support them. Okay. And when you have a niche that you feel like you can support other people, you get to help navigate them through that from that leading teaching standpoint, which is also going to just feed that wisdom that you have, which is amazing. So as a projector, your strategy is to wait for the invitation, waiting to be invited. Now, this does not mean you need to just sit on your couch and wait for an invitation to fly into your lap. You can also create invitations. So for example, as a coach, if you see that somebody is posting something, you can say, can I offer an observation or can I offer a suggestion for you? That's creating an invitation. And then when they say yes, you're now invited in. Also, When you begin to recognize yourself as the expert, you show up as the expert and you put yourself in a position for more people to actually want to be able to invite you in. Okay. So, really understand that it's important to not try to people please, because as the expert, you're going to have to do things that are totally contradictory to people pleasing. You're going to need to lean into doing things that stand out, that help you to be highlighted as that expert. And that's okay. So, you're going to need to be confident to be able to be bold and to be able to fully step in to that bold attitude and be confident to do what you do best and to know what you know and give yourself permission to fully share that with that also unapologetic attitude too. Some challenges for projectors, we kind of already touched on this, but really being able to keep up with the energy. Right? You do not want to burn out. And I see this a lot with projectors in business because we're trying to match everyone else's speed and what everyone else is doing. And that is the quickest way to burn out. Give yourself permission to create a business model that's sustainable and that matches and works for you and what it is that you want. Also, I see projectors that want to insert themselves. They want to tell everyone the answers. They want to show everyone their wisdom. And that actually causes you to have almost a repelling aura. So you want to create invitations by showing up as the expert or asking, can I give you that observation? Can I give you that feedback? Because then that allows people to invite you in, which is where you're going to work best. I also see a lot of projectors that struggle with that need for validation. So I see projectors that will like quiet themselves just to be validated or over talk just to be validated. And again, that gives you that repelling aura. Do not search for validation because when you search for validation, you're actually putting yourself in a place of desperation, and that's just never going to work, right? When you operate from a place of force, you you get further and further and further and further out of alignment, which is not ideal. And then a big one is acknowledging that you likely will benefit from that additional support, taking things off of your plate so that you can focus on the things that really matter for you. So, my projector client that I shared with you earlier, she actually hired a social media strategist because she doesn't want to be online. And now that she recognizes that, she gets to focus on her client calls, her group calls, and she doesn't have to focus on all the online pieces that exhaust her because getting that support, she was able to kind of delegate that and take that totally off of her plate. Um, some important things to understand, like when you're thinking of and when you're working with clients, think about how you can recognize your clients and help them to recognize their strengths as well. Encourage and get really, really specific about your expertise when you're showing up online. Encourage other people to also, when you are specific about your expertise and you show up online, and that way you encourage other people to lean into you and to see you as that expert. Some amazing ways to engage your audience is to create a safe space where people can feel safe to be guided by you. You don't want to come off as judgmental or repelling or triggering. You want to create a space where it's like you have strong opinions. You are this like teacher, but people feel safe that they can come to you, that they can even invite you into different things. And also, when you're engaging your audience, talk directly to them, but talk from a place of both compassion and authority. So authority showing that expertise, but also compassion, like that love. I hold a lot of space for you. I care about you, and that's going to resonate really, really well with your audience. Then we have manifesting generators, which are amazing. I think you guys are so awesome because you're just such a beautiful blend between manifestors and generators. And the key thing to know as a manifesting generator, you're here to both initiate and to build a lot of things. So you have that idea that you can manifest and initiate on things just like manifestors, but you can also take action just like generators. Some benefits and blessings that you have is that you have a lot of shortcuts to mastery. So it's important for you to avoid restrictive schedules that don't allow you to dig into things or to quickly master things and move on to the next. So it's really important that you create a freedom-based business so that you can do the things that you need to do. As a manifesting generator, having a wide net is good for your niche. If you try to narrow it down too far, again, you'll feel very restricted, very boxed in, and that can actually trigger you from wanting to do the things that you're supposed to do. You can create small niches for each offer. So you may decide that you want to work with divorced women, but then you may decide that you want to work with women on self care. And then you may decide that you want to work with women on their parenting or whatever it may be. You can have these small niches for each specific offer, and that allows you to avoid that overwhelm or that boxed in feeling. For you, you're here to grow and expand, and you need to have an audience that allows that creates space for that. Okay. So build an audience that is ready for that. Build an audience that knows what to expect. And one thing that I find well is bringing your audience along on the journey, saying, like, you know what, I was really, really inspired by the divorce class that I taught last week. And I realized that so many of these women were lacking self-care. And so now I would love to chat about self-care, and I'll be opening up the doors for a free workshop where we'll talk about self-care, but like bringing them on your thought process is going to be so beautiful. Your strategy as a manifesting generator is to wait to respond and to inform. So you need something to respond to, and then you need to inform when you're taking action. So always be informing others of the decisions that you're in the process of making. And when you inform others, you're in the process of making a certain decision, you'll be surprised to see that they'll also be inspired, and maybe they have insight for you, or maybe you inspired action in them, which is beautiful. Um, you got to understand that you want to wait to respond to the things that light you up, that are in flow, that are related to your success, not just everything. And I see that a lot, where a lot of manifesting generators just jump into action because I said because you're fast action takers, you want to take action, you want to take action fast, but you want to make sure that you're taking action about the right things and at the right time. So really leaning in and trusting your authority and your strategy to make that decision. Some challenges. Picture cracks me up. I could not find a good picture for it, but I thought this was hilarious. So, some challenges that I see a lot of manifesting generators feel is the imposter syndrome, right? Because you can get really good and you get really good at things super fast, and you're also what was the quote I read? It was like something like with I don't know, master of something. It's like you know a lot, but you're a master of none. And you guys probably know the quote. I'm really going to bomb that. Sorry. But because of that, you get really good at things and you get really good at them really fast. It can often lead to this feeling of like guilt, like nobody else knows this. Or you can minimize it, like, maybe I'm just thinking it's good. It's not really good. Or you can deal with imposter syndrome, like, am I really good at this? Have I done this long enough for people to trust me? Will people see me as all over the place? This is what I'm called to do? Like, you can feel really overwhelmed with that. Um, the cool thing to know with that is when you start to deal with that fear, that imposter syndrome, when you start to teach it, it allows you to really step into that wisdom and that expertise, and you start to feel more confident that you actually aren't an imposter after all. Some other challenges is a hard time letting go of things, right? So sometimes you'll feel really, really good and you feel lit up by something, but then it's not really in alignment anymore. And you have to be willing to let go when it no longer makes sense. And then patience, right? We can get super impatient, or you guys can get super, super impatient, where it feels like you need to take action. You need to take action quick. And you feel like you have to move on every single idea. And I'm here to tell you, be patient in the process, because then you'll take action on the ideas that actually are the ones that are most aligned. And then again, when being interrupted. So when you're in that creative flow, you struggle to be interrupted. So create spaces where you can work without having those interruptions. I have a client of mine who does a lot of work like on her lunch break, but she sits in the office and people come in and ask her questions, and she's super, super triggered. So she started sitting in her car to get things done. So this allows you to take a break from having that creative flow interrupted. As a manifesting generator, you really want to foster that patience and understand when to jump into things. That is like the best thing that I can give you, okay? It's going to be so, so important. And also find people around you that support your craziness, quote unquote, where they see you as a person that master of all these trades and all these things, but don't think that you're obscene or crazy or out there. Some ways as a manifesting generator to engage your audience is use a blend of both conversations and shocking and engaging statements. So again, because of the generator piece, you want to engage your audience, get those responses, teach them to respond to you. And with the manifestor piece, you want to have those shocking and engaging statements. So, what are those things that are going to shock them, that are going to draw them into you, that are going to allow them to see you as the expert, that are going to allow them to see you as this new initiator, and this amazing person? And then, how can you start to weave that in to what it is that you do so that people are automatically magnetized to you? So, think about this when you're having conversations, when you're posting online, when you're creating content for like a page, an opt in page, or a sales page, or anything like that. Now we have our lovely reflectors. Reflectors are so amazing. And I don't feel like in the human design space, there's enough credit given to reflectors and the amazingness that they have. So, reflectors are very, very intuitive. They are able to see things in ways that most people do not see things. And so, they have this like unbiased perspective, yet they're super aware. And so, they hold a lot of wisdom. And usually, when a reflector is giving you that wisdom, you want to take it. As a reflector, you're an amazing coach because you hold space for everyone. You create a safe space for people to feel heard, but you also hold that wisdom that a lot of people deeply, deeply desire. For reflectors, for niching, you have you have that intuitiveness. So you're great at exploring and you need to be able to keep an adaptive niche. Okay. You want to make sure that you're able to focus on what you're intuitively feeling drawn to and then niche according to that. So keep that niche flexible. For reflectors, your strategy is to observe what influences you're around because remember, who you're around is who you're reflecting. You want to be patient, so give yourself patience and wait, and then tune in and track your lunar cycle because that lunar cycle can actually impact the way you're responding and your strategy. A key thing here, a key tip is to don't be afraid to spend time alone. In fact, I highly recommend that you do spend time alone to really cleanse your energy and start to get more clarity around like what feels good for you, what feels like a good next step. Some challenges that I see with reflectors is like being overwhelmed. So reflectors see a lot and they take on a lot. And so this can be extremely overwhelming if they allow it to consume them. So if you're allowing this to consume you, you're going to be extremely overwhelmed. Okay. And this can lead to codependency on others because you start to feel like unstable. You start to feel like you're all over the place and you just want a sense of security. I also find that reflectors can be impatient because we live in a world where everything's fast paced. Even the majority of the population is manifesting generators and they're fast, they're quick. And so sometimes we or you as a reflectors can feel like you're moving too slow or you're not in alignment or it's taking too long. And so you can rush the process and that's the worst thing you can do because again, you hold so much intuition and intuitive guidance that you don't want to rush that, you don't want to force that. A big challenge is the influence of their cycle, right? Going through that lunar cycle, it can be easily influenced. So really understanding that cycle, what it feels like, what it looks for you and being aware of it and being patient with it. Also, a big challenge is you don't have a lot of energy because you have all open or undefined centers. You're going to be struggling with having that energy, and so it can be hard because it's not easily accessible. You may be in the presence of certain people where it feels like it's then accessible, but because you're not always in the presence of them or because it's up and down, that can feel extremely exhausting and overwhelming as well. So foster that patience in your energy and understand the value of having the right community around you. Okay. So, some ways to engage your audience as a reflector is to showcase your wisdom. Do not be scared to show your wisdom, to share stories, to bring people on their journey and talk about maybe an intuitive download that you got, or if you predicted some certain pattern, or if you see something coming a certain way, start talking about that because you can prevent disasters, you can predict patterns. And again, you're bringing about your wisdom to the collective, which is so valuable. And reflect to your audience what you know they need to see. You see things in the way most people don't. And so reflect to your audience what you know that they need to see and don't be scared to do that. So, as you're thinking of this, I want you to consider who are you intentionally deciding to be from now on? I think a lot of times when we are in the online space, we see coaches behave a certain way, we see them operate a certain way, we see them act a certain way, and we feel like we need to fit this mold of what coaching should be, shouldn't be, all the things. You see all the gurus and they tell you to post 3 times a day, and all of a sudden you're posting 3 times a day and you're exhausted. They tell you to write a sales page a certain way and you write a sales page a certain way. They tell you to have all these one-on-one clients, you have one-on-one clients. They tell you to do group coaching, you do group coaching. They tell you to TikTok and Clubhouse and you do all those things and you're exhausted. Stop trying to match what everyone else is doing and understand who you are energetically designed to be. The truth is, there are so many parts to building a profitable and impactful coaching business. And I am so passionate about it that honestly, I could talk about it for 16 hours if you wanted me to. But I respect your time, and there's no way for me to talk about it in under an hour of everything I've learned. Like I have spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours investing in my personal development and my growth to be able to support my clients, right? But my desire is to lock arms with you to help you to increase both your impact and your income as a highly sought after coach, as a coach that gets to sell out in a place where you don't have to try to piece together what you need to do, but you can pull it all together and make it happen. Where we can take that vision, we can take where you are and where you want to be and bridge that gap and bring that vision to life. That's what my desire is. Okay. And this is why I want to introduce you to my Elevate Method certification program. All right. So the Elevate Method certification program is unlike any certification program I've ever seen because I am not throwing some certification at you. I'm not a certification factory where it's like, all right, take this, take this, take this. I am giving you the coaching, meaning I'm coaching you around building a profitable and impactful business so that you can become that highly sought after coach that also in turn gets to sell out. I'm giving you the community of like minded people that are ready to step into the next level. They're not talking about it. They're not hoping, wishing, and waiting. They are taking action and supporting and holding people accountable. Research says we are an average of the top 5 people we spend the most amount of time with. If you want to up level, got to be around people that are doing the same. And that's my community. And I'm giving you the coaching, the community, and the certification to see your vision through. So not only do you have the coaching to know how to build this business, you have the community to support you, but you have the certification so that you have these tools that are powerful, that allow you to not only change your life, but change the lives of the people that you work with as well. So what's included with this? That's one of my favorite questions. So there's 5 different certifications plus my proprietary method. Okay. You have time techniques. You become a time techniques practitioner. Emotional freedom techniques practitioner, which is tapping, EFT. Neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, which is all about the programs and the patterns of our mind and reprogramming our mind for success. Clinical hypnotherapist. The proprietary Elevate method. I teach you more in depth about this Elevate method and just how powerful it is. And then life and success coaching certification. So all wrapped into one program, you're getting coaching, community, and 6 certifications. Dude, this is like unheard of. And I want to kind of like give you an overview of each of these things, like as we're here. So neurolinguistic programming is basically the user's manual of the mind. Okay. Neuro stands for our nervous system, right? Our mind. The linguistic part is the language and the other communication. We store our experiences in our mind and give meaning to. And then programming is discovering and using the programs, the patterns, and strategies we run in our mind to achieve our goals. Okay. With this certification, you get a better and deeper understanding of the subconscious mind and help clients to reframe their reality to call in the things that they want. There are literally, I don't know, I say 40 different techniques that you can learn just under neurolinguistic programming alone, like anchoring and mapping across. I worked with a client the other day who had an addiction to breakfast bars and was gaining like all this weight. And we did a mapping across, which is a neurolinguistic programming technique. She hasn't had a breakfast bar in 2 weeks. And she's already lost, I think she said she lost 8 pounds, which is obscene, right? And it wasn't even hard. It's not even hard work. It's an instant shift. Okay. Then we have life and success coaching, which I know a ton of people love and are interested in because the coaching industry is a $15 billion industry and continuing to grow each year. And here's the truth. Some of the most successful people are coaches. I read recently that LeBron James invests $1 million into his body, into his mind each year, right? Oprah Winfrey has a coach. Leonardo DiCaprio has a coach. Serena Williams has a coach. Like, people see the value in it. And that's why the industry is continuing to grow. So with this certification, you get to stand out with skills, creating that massive transformation and shift with your clients. You get paid to fulfill your passion, to support people, to listen to people, to help heal people, to help people step into their next level. And then we have emotional freedom techniques, which is one of the tools that is a non-negotiable in my daily routine. I use tapping every single morning to ground myself. And what tapping is, it's a great technique to balance your energy. And you use these different meridian points on your body to restore your body's energy. And scientific research shows that when you do this, you can get rid of depression, you get rid of headaches, you can get rid of anxiety. You literally can get rid of negative emotions like that. And you can do it anywhere. As long as you have your fingers and some time, you can do it anywhere. But learning the technique is amazing because not only do you get to use it for yourself, you also get to use it with your clients and teach them how to manage their emotions, how to manage their energy, and help them to see that they can take control back of their healing, of their grounding. Time techniques is an amazing technique that helps you to eliminate negative emotions. So if we think of our life as a sequence, like a pearl sequence, and we have all these things that happen in our life. Basically, if you have a block somewhere in your life, let's say you had an experience with anger and you realize that anger has been something you've been carrying and something that's impacted you over and over again, we can break down that first time anger triggered you, that first time anger got a hold of you, break that so that anger no longer has this gigantic hold on your life. It is so amazing because it helps you to eliminate negative emotions. It helps you to get rid of disempowering beliefs and limiting decisions from the past. It helps you to create goals and create a compelling future. There's a way you can use time techniques to create something and put it in your future timeline so that your subconscious mind is seeking it, is desiring it, is moving towards it. With this certification, you can use this with yourself, you can use it with your clients, but you can help your clients overcome blocks from childhood that may be impacting them from showing up. I use this with my clients now that want to start businesses that don't even realize something that happened as a child is impacting them from showing up fully in their business. It's so powerful. And then we have hypnotherapy or hypnosis, which is an amazing tool. Nothing like what we see on TV. It's not like mind control or anything, but it's an amazing tool that lets you bypass that critical faculty, that analytical mind that I showed you guys the picture of earlier. It lets you bypass that and then embed things into your subconscious mind that just make it normal, that just make it effortless, that just make you call in the things that you want because it just becomes a part of your identity. And it's such a powerful technique because it creates an instant shift. It creates that removal of those limiting beliefs. It helps you to shift those habits and behaviors. And you don't have to do it from a place of force. Again, it just happens like that. So freaking powerful. Okay. I love these things. So I showed this to you before earlier, and what I didn't get to tell you is the exciting news that the Elevate method has expanded. As if it wasn't amazing enough, you also now get to become certified in human design in addition to these other life-changing modalities. So essentially, that's 7 certifications in one program. So if you're new to human design, it is an amazing, amazing, amazing tool that helps you to understand your unique genetic makeup. It helps you understand how you're designed to operate in the world, and it shows you how to operate your body's consciousness as a decision-making tool, how to live in alignment, and just how to energetically feel so grounded and so whole in who it is that you're designed to be. Human design is so powerful because it doesn't talk about how we're conditioned to show up in this world. It talks about how we're designed to show up in this world. And when you understand your human design, it helps to shed light and helps you to get in touch with what is inherently your strengths versus what you kind of forced yourself to be. It helps you to just confirm, like, oh my gosh, yes, this is what I knew all along. I always say human design is the ultimate permission slip to just come home to yourself because all in all, you get to help get rid of self-defeating patterns, move through life easier, make decisions healthier, align your energy better, and you just change your life by understanding this. So becoming certified in human design is not only something you can begin to use personally, but it's also something you get to weave into the work that you do with your clients as well. And I can't tell you how safe, heard, held, and understood your clients will feel when you begin to weave this modality into the work that you do. So the way the Elevate Method certification program works is it's twofold because I like to meet people where they're at, right? You can sign up, work through some pre-study where you learn the science and the research and why this stuff is powerful. You start to build your tool belt of tools that you can weave into the work that you do with clients. And then from there, you have 2 options. You can say, okay, I want to do a self-study route, which is great. So you'll be able to self-study the material. And then we have bi-weekly calls where you can jump in. You get support from me and my team to support you. Recently we had a call and I had a client of mine who was onboarding a new client and dealing with a lot of resistance towards it, fear. Supported her with that, but also supported her with the materials she needed to onboard the client. Okay. You can go through the self-study route. You watch the training videos. You interact. We ask that you attend at least 2 calls. You can obviously attend way more, and then you submit your tests, and then you get to submit it that you're officially certified. The other route is you can come to a live training where you come with me for 5 days and you get to practice the modalities. You get to practice them firsthand. You get to learn about the modalities, the science behind them. And then at the end of the 5 days and you working through your tests and the different modalities, asking questions, engaging, having massive breakthroughs, all the things, you get to celebrate because you become officially certified, board certified, guys, in 6 different areas, which is so powerful. Okay. And the good part is you get to pick which option feels aligned for you. Because what I'm doing in this program, I'm teaching you how to master your mind so that you can build that business that you desire and deserve. It's no longer something you hope can happen. It's something that just gets to happen. It's something that gets to be effortless. You get to operate from this place of flow where you lean into your intuition. You recognize that you're your greatest asset. You work on your mindset daily and it feels good. It feels aligned. You know that you're selling from the soul and you understand that you're called here to give back, that what you're doing is a service and is of value, and you're focused on impact. You're no longer focused on trying to force things where you're lacking that confidence or self-belief. You're scared to invest in yourself. You're thinking that mindset is a hoax. You're scared to sell. You're focused and desperate for income and trying to make things. You just get to operate from flow. It's so amazing because inside of this program, when I started my business, I piecemealed my way to success. I'd Google something here. I'd read an article here. I would, watch a YouTube video or attend a free masterclass here, and I was trying to piecemeal my way to success. I was trying to force it. And it wasn't until I started to uncover the ways in which I was stuck in my mind that I began to operate from flow. I began to call in those things that I wanted. And not from a place of force, but just allowing it to flow to me easily. And in this program, you're going to create this toolbox of modalities that you get to use. You're going to create almost this trail that you get to follow that allows you to know what steps you get to follow without overwhelming yourself with all the information online. Because let's be honest, Google has a lot of really good information and a lot of highly inaccurate information. And when you're trying to decipher between the two, you're likely to get lost or overwhelmed, right? Or try things that aren't going to work, right? I make the process seamless. Why blaze a new trail if you already have someone showing you the way to make it happen? You get to charge premium for your offers, and I'll show you how to do that. You get to realign your mind to match the success you desire and deserve. You get to remove those limiting beliefs that do not serve you. You get to create more balance. I am all about balance and flow and productivity and all the things, but not at the cost of burnout or hustle. You get to learn how to increase your reach and your impact. You get to scale your income massively, and you get to move from flow and not from force. Okay. So here's Siobhan. Siobhan is a stepmom coach who had plenty of ideas for her business, but no clue where to begin. Siobhan went through and got certified and has totally shifted her mind. And oh my God, I did not put this in here, but literally this morning just closed a 30K contract. Dude, this, I can't even put it into words. I need to update this slide. I didn't even think about it. 30K contract, okay? By shifting her mindset. The next person, let's talk about the bonuses. So also with this program, I have a couple bonuses that you guys get. And these are fast action bonuses, all right? 6 figures, a profit from your purpose. So you get access to my course, 6-figure profit from your purpose. You get access to my 3-day tapping into abundance bundle to help you to align your energy with calling in the abundance that you desire to have in your life. You get my Living Aligned by Design, which is all about like human design and living more intentionally based on your human design. You get my Passion to Profit Course Creation Academy, where you learn how to create courses and sell out those courses, but you do it from a place of passion, like what you're passionate about. You get my course called Radical Shifts to shift your limiting beliefs and tap into your divine purpose. And you learn about how to repurpose and relax. And this is what I mean when I say, like, we're not going to be talking about how to hustle hard and all of that. We're talking about how do you get to create more time to relax in your business. So powerful. And here's a couple other, testimonials. Oh my God, Dr. Nicolya, is this real life? I'm about to sign my first client. Let the onboarding begin. A couple of things. So I took a leap of faith and started working with Dr. Nicolya just 2 short months ago. Since then, I have not only narrowed down my niche in business, I created my first membership and brought on 3 clients. I've been weaving in some mindset tools, and my clients are so impressed because, in their words, it's unlike anything that they've ever learned. Okay. If you've been wondering what you should do, I say just go for it. Working with Dr. Nicolya changed everything for me, seriously. And these are just client feedback. Again, here's some more. This one, hey, quick question. I'm about to sign my first client. I don't know how to do a contract though. You'd be willing to help me. Walked in, jumped in to help. But this is a client that started literally a week before that message was sent to me. Okay. All day on date, literally on cloud 9. Thank you so much. I know we haven't done much together yet, but I believe this is a sign from God. I'm on the right track. This is a client who signed with me, and within 2 days, she signed a 2K contract. Okay. So the moment that you've been waiting for, how you can take the next step and join us now. Go to bit.ly/elevate-method. And it should have popped up on your screen as well. You can see it on your screen also. So there's a couple different ways that you can join us. And as you go over to bit.ly/elevate-method to that page that popped up on your screen, you are going to see that there are a couple different payment plan options because I wanted to make it so accessible for those that knew that they were ready to not only stand out, but sell out as a coach, but wanted to have no excuses getting in the way of them taking this next step. So head over to bit.ly/elevate-method where you can join us. And there are so many options available for you to take that next step with us. So again, with this certification, you are going to get this amazing, amazing handbook that essentially is like tools at your fingertip that you get to just weave into not only your life, but into the work that you do with your clients as well. And it is so powerful. It is, well over 300 pages of amazing and life-changing modalities. So again, when you come through the Elevate Method certification program, you are going to be certified in neurolinguistic programming, emotional freedom techniques, time techniques, hypnotherapy, life and success coaching, my proprietary Elevate process, and new, which is so exciting, human design. Again, this certification is unlike anything that you have ever seen. And I am just so excited to be able to support you at building out that profitable, sustainable, and impactful coaching business using these transformative modalities. In just a few short weeks, this could be you with your name written on all of these certifications for neurolinguistic programming, life and success coaching, time techniques, emotional freedom techniques, hypnotherapy, the Elevate method, my proprietary method, the Design to Elevate human design certification. It is literally 7 certifications in one program. Are you ready to take this next step? Here's where you can join us bit.ly/, elevate hyphen method. So here's why you need this now. Putting your dreams on the back burner is causing you to feel more and more unfulfilled. You know that you're called to so much more, and you're tired of trying to figure out everything alone. Plus, I'm gonna be really honest, these fast action bonuses actually make this price a no brainer and a steal. I've never offered this certification for this price and likely won't offer it for this price again. And so, really, not only just getting that amazing deal, but also those bonus courses that you're getting, plus the one-on-ones time with me inside of, or the group time with me inside of the biweekly calls, inside of our community and support group online. Like these things are unheard of, guys. All right. You're here for a reason. You're here because you're ready to step into that next level. And I need you to know that everything that I've shared with you, they're not theories. They're not things that I hope will work. This stuff works. This is a proven system that now will not only change your life, but literally will change the lives of the people that you work with as well. This stuff is powerful, guys. And here's again, just more testimonials. And the best part is like, I don't even ask for these testimonials. These are people that are just so thankful because maybe they've been trying for some time, or maybe they didn't even know where to start, and just having this level of support. And I'm not a coach that, runs away. I'm a coach that shows up and I show up fully and I over deliver because it doesn't serve me to have a business where no one wins. I need you to win. I want you to win. I want you to see your vision through. And I'd be honored to lock arms with you to be able to see that vision through. It's powerful. It's so powerful, guys. And more. Again, more testimonials. And I grab these because if I could talk about my business all day, right? But I need you to see that people decided to take this next step and were able to move into their next level because they said yes to what their future self would thank them for. They said yes to that vision that's been on their heart for so long that maybe they haven't showed up fully for, but they said yes. And not only did they say yes, but they showed up. They showed up. That's big, guys. It's a big deal. It's all about taking action, and it's about taking action now. You do not want to live the same year over and over and over again, calling that life, continuing to put your dream on the back burner, hoping that one day you'll have time, hoping that one day it'll just land in your lap. It's time to take action. This is your official call to stop playing small. So if you're ready to get started, remember there are multiple payment plan options available on the page. You would go to bit.ly/elevate method. bit.ly/elevate method. What in the world are you waiting for? There's no better time than now to do what it is that your future self will thank you for. All right. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and type that in the chat box. Again, either myself or a member of my team would definitely be there to answer your question and respond. I'm excited to be able to answer questions. I'm excited for those that have decided to say yes to this next step. And again, if you are ready to join us, you should see it on your screen, but bit.ly/elevate hyphen method. bit.ly/elevate hyphen method. I am so excited to be able to take this next step with you, and so excited to be able to witness you bringing your vision to life. It's such a beautiful experience. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have massive, amazing takeaways from the information that I shared today. I really am excited and I look forward to reading through all of the comments and to be able to connect with each of you super, super soon. Have an amazing day.